Caught my husband flirting with a female student again. I lost it and wrecked the house. My mother-in-law criticized me for not being able to handle my husband, and my sister-in-law said I deserved it. I want a divorce. Ethan threatened me with our child, so I endured it for the child's sake. I never expected I'd endure it for a lifetime. Ethan lived a carefree life while I devoted myself to him, and he passed away peacefully. After a lifetime of toil, my children resented me, and I died alone in a rented room. Then miraculously, I got a second chance and found myself back before the divorce. I opened my eyes to see my long-dead mother-in-law berating me. "Nora, how dare you destroy my house? Are you out of your mind? All he did was chat with a female student, and you act like a wild animal with no manners. You can't control your husband, but you blame him. Well, you deserve this. If you've got the guts, get a divorce. My son is a university professor, and you're just a housewife. Let's see who wants you after that." "Mom, don't worry, she wouldn't dare divorce him," my sister-in-law Harper said with a smirk. It was her who had egged my mother-in-law on to slap me. "Still daring to break things? I'll beat you senseless." My father-in-law, sitting in his wheelchair, mumbled, "Hit. I knew he was urging Ethan to hit me. With a swollen face, I turned to see Ethan sitting on the sofa, watching TV. I asked Ethan, "Your mom wants you to divorce me. Do you agree?" Ethan didn't even look up. "I don't care. Divorce if you want." I said, "Fine, I agree to divorce. Let's go to City Hall tomorrow." Ethan laughed. "We can divorce, but don't think you'll take the child. There are no joint savings, so you won't get a cent." Here we go again. Nora, used to be fiery. The first time he cheated, I asked for a divorce. But Ethan knew me well, always using the child to threaten me. The child? My mother-in-law was about to say something, but Harper stopped her. They knew the child was my weak spot. Mention the child, and I'd endure anything. But now I don't care about the child anymore. I feel fortunate that life has given me another chance. This time, I won't sacrifice my happiness for anyone else. I didn't say anything, just like before. I got up and went back to the room. "Mom, see? She wouldn't dare divorce." I ignored Harper's words, smirked, and started packing. Actually, it wasn't my room. It was the small room outside my father-in-law's. After his stroke, he needed someone around. I thought I'd take care of him during the day, and my mother-in-law would at night so I could rest. But she claimed she had a nerve disorder, couldn't stay up, and any noise kept her awake. She made me move to the small room to take care of him. I was furious. Ethan slept comfortably in the big bedroom every night. Now I decided, whoever wants to take care of him can. Doesn't my mother-in-law always say I'm unfilial in the community? Fine, I'll be unfilial. Let Ethan be the filial son. I quickly packed my bed and moved to the master bedroom. Seeing me move to the master bedroom, Ethan frowned and followed me in. "What are you doing moving in here? What about when Dad needs the bathroom or water at night?" I threw Ethan's clothes out. "We're getting divorced. Your dad isn't my dad. Whoever's dad he is can take care of him. What's wrong with you? Haven't you caused enough trouble?" I smiled. "So what if I'm causing trouble?" He said I was causing trouble. I used to think I really was. Arguing with him was trouble. Smashing things was trouble. Not eating was trouble. But now I know, hurting myself isn't causing trouble. Making them suffer is. See? Just moving out of the small room, and Ethan couldn't wait to come talk to me. In the house, Ethan barely spoke to me more than 3 times a day. Turns out, only by causing trouble can they feel uncomfortable. Ethan left the room with a sullen face. I didn't care what his family said outside. I changed the sheets and went to shower. Normally, this was the time to pick up the child. After picking them up, I'd hurry to cook. After dinner, I'd clean, and then help the child with homework. After homework, I'd bathe the child. Finally, I'd clean, bathe, and medicate my father-in-law. Only when he slept did I have a bit of time for myself. At home, I was like a workhorse. After my shower, I started calculating my savings. I graduated from community college and got married after a few years of work. After marriage, Ethan's salary went to his mom, and I had to report weekly for grocery money. For money, I had to ask my mother-in-law. Ethan wouldn't give me any money. But over the years, I wasn't without income. My English is excellent. Occasionally doing part-time jobs, I'd earn a few hundred each time. I now have over $10,000 in savings. Very little, but after divorce, it's enough to get by until I find a job. And I don't have to worry about the house. This house was left to me by my parents. It's very large. It's premarital property. Ethan can't take it. When I got married, Ethan brought his parents over, and before Harper married, she lived with us too. Now I realize Ethan probably married me for the house. His family planned to take everything from the start. This time I won't compromise. I'll kick them all out. At this moment, my mother-in-law pounded on the door. "Nora, what are you doing inside? The child is about to get out of school. Aren't you going to pick them up? The floor is a mess." "Lazy." I opened the door. "They don't like me picking them up. Let Ethan go." My mother-in-law shrieked, "Ethan can't do such things." "Why not? The child isn't just mine." "Fine, don't pick them up. Nobody will." This is my mother-in-law's usual trick. I used to see the family not working, got angry, but thinking of the child, I'd give in. I'd silently do everything. This time, I wouldn't give in. Soon I heard a bang outside the door. I guessed my mother-in-law left. She wouldn't be back before dinner. I opened the door to see the living room. Apart from the mess, only my father-in-law in his wheelchair. I pretended not to see. I went to the study and turned on the computer. Started looking for a job. My English is truly good. I studied business trade in community college and love English, never giving it up. I wrote my resume and sent it to over 100 companies. After that, I went straight to the bedroom, laid on the bed and started sleeping. I was too tired, didn't want to think or care about anything. Where's the food? Why hasn't anyone cooked? Are you dead? Lying at home not cooking, not cleaning the floor? Ethan, look at the woman you found, lazy and useless, lying at home not even cooking. Is she asking for a beating? My mother-in-law's voice woke me. I impatiently pulled the covers over my head. Get up. Ethan came in at some point. I got angry, sprang up. What's wrong with you? Can't you see I'm sleeping? Ethan snapped. Sleep, sleep, sleep. It's still early. Why haven't you cooked dinner? I'm not eating. Not for you. Mom wants you to cook. Why haven't you? I was surprised. Are you deaf or dumb? I said I'm not eating. Whoever eats, cooks. You're doing this on purpose. What did my mom do to you? Nora, don't push it. I'm pushing. What will you do about it? Divorce me. Leave. Go find your precious Grace. Let her serve your whole family. Ethan took deep breaths. Fine. Don't cook. Let the kids starve. I rolled my eyes. Same old trick. Nothing new. While we argued, the two kids came home. Lily and Logan are twins, 9 years old this year. Logan saw us arguing as soon as he entered. Mom, why are you arguing with Dad again? Can't you be quiet? Lily nodded. Yeah, Mom, your voice is so loud. And you didn't pick us up today. Ethan sternly said. Look at your mom. What has she become? Don't ever learn from her, like a shrew, uncivilized. I almost choked with anger. I coldly looked at the two I gave birth to. Genes are indeed powerful. Logan and Lily completely inherited the selfish traits of the Ethan family. They always saw me shouting at home and always stood by Ethan. In the past life, when I was dying, they thought of throwing me out, not taking me to the doctor. I figured it out. Husband and children mean nothing. A husband and children like this, I'd rather not have. I smiled coldly. Fine, I won't argue with your dad. Hurry and take him out. I have a headache today. You two don't bother me. The two little ones looked at each other, not understanding why I stopped arguing just like that. Every time they see me, it's during a loud argument at home, and they always take Ethan's side. In the past, when I was seriously ill, all they thought about was how to get rid of me, instead of taking me to see a doctor. I finally figured it out. Who needs a husband and children like this? I'd rather not have them. I forced a smile and said, okay, I won't argue with your dad. Go ahead and take him away. I have a headache today. Don't come in and disturb me. The two kids exchanged puzzled glances, not quite understanding why I suddenly stopped arguing. Ethan snapped, the kids are home and you're still in bed? Go make dinner. I ignored him completely. Ethan shouted, Nora, didn't you hear me? Seeing no reaction, he continued. Are you deaf? I'm telling you to make dinner. How long are you going to keep this up? I told you, I was just having a normal conversation with a student. Aren't you being too controlling? What will others think of me? I got up and motioned for the two kids to come over. When Lily and Logan came, I said, I'm not arguing right now. It's your dad who's yelling. Can you ask him to quiet down? He's a professor, but has no manners. Don't learn from him. He's acting like a madman. The kids looked up at Ethan. Dad, stop arguing. My mother-in-law barged in, pushing the kids aside. What do you two know? Your dad is disciplining his own wife. Lily got pushed and immediately fell, crying loudly. My mother-in-law sneered at me. What are you crying for, you worthless girl? Did someone die in the family for you to cry like this? In the past, I would have rushed to hug Lily and argue with my mother-in-law. But now, I'm not that naive. The kids used to be swayed by her words, forgetting everything from when they were small. They'd tell me to be forgiving. Now I want to see if they remember her kindness without my protection. Ethan frowned at his mom. All right, Mom. Enough. Go make dinner. She widened her eyes. Me? What about her? Ethan was speechless. She's not feeling well today. This time, you do it. I looked at her coldly. See, if you're determined enough, you can make anything happen. After she left, Ethan took the kids out. I called after him, don't forget to go to City Hall tomorrow to get the papers. Ethan turned sharply. Fine, we'll go. Just don't regret it. The next morning I got up and started packing. I heard her complaining in the kitchen. Son, are you really going to divorce? My old arms and legs were exhausted last night. Who'll do the chores in the future? Mom, don't worry. I'm just using divorce to scare her. Even after signing, there's a 3-month cooling off period. She'll definitely regret it by then. In the meantime, endure a bit. Let her know the house runs the same with or without her. Once she's quieted down, she'll take over these tasks again. She laughed. You're smart. Don't spoil her. Give her face, and she dares to confront me. Ethan smugly said, I know. She's most afraid when I'm angry. Once I get mad, she's like a quail. This time, we'll teach her a lesson. Listen to you, son. I sneered, remembering they did this in my past too. They agreed to the divorce, but before reaching City Hall, I feared Ethan taking the kids. I backed out before even getting there. From then on, I was always beneath Ethan. Whenever Ethan cheated, he'd talk about divorce, but by then, I no longer had the courage for it. Ethan saw me sitting on the couch with disgust. Aren't we going to divorce? Let's go.